I keep getting this wrong, and I don't know why. But yes. So anyway, that's actually whatever it is. Um, why I'm making this video. I don't have a box, an outlet box. So I was like, I want to make something unique and something nice, something that's actually attractive. I like to do this in all areas of my life, my body, my relationships, everything. So I'm like, how am I going to solve this problem? I can't buy a box. Now I had this and this here, so I was like, oh, I cut this out there and cut it out here so it will fit in here, and it will hopefully fit really nice. Cut out the spaces where it has to be cut out. On the back, I've circled a hole where this here will go, and this will attach to the back, and it will be kind of like the grounding plate. And I'm thinking maybe use these to, like, I don't know, just to put as pads on the back, so I can put it right on the wall so it like sticks off the wall. And I'm hoping that by the time I'm done, it will just like be really cool and I can just turn the light on and off. Maybe, and maybe this is just, but could you imagine a home where all these kind of decorative boxes are used instead of thrown away, and all of a sudden the home has character and just shares a little bit. The reason why you get a tattoo is because you like art. Okay, everybody's different. Some people get tattoos in memory of the people they have loved, or a thing that has taken their somebody they have loved away from them. Like I've seen these little ribbons on a person, and every ribbon has a different color symbolizing what that ribbon's for. So regardless, when you put that idea to packaging in these little metal boxes, and you make them as like just little switches, switch plates where you can plug stuff into, or turn on and off, or dimmer switches. I'm talking too much, ain't I? You know, how do you fix that? Oh, this ain't for everybody, just anybody who's interested in creating something better. Something that is, they don't want it on their body, but instead they want it in their home. And they bought it a long time ago, or they got it as a present. It means something to them because it came from somebody, or it reminds them of something. And now all of a sudden, they're kind of like decluttering, throwing everything away, but they don't want to throw this stuff away. So now they need a purpose or a use for it. What would you do? Well, me, I would create a use for it, because that person meant something to me. And look at that. I've always been a fan of art and what do you call it? Art and calligraphy and Chinese beauty. I'm going to guess that's what that says. But with that said, when I'm done with it, you might not see it. So I would just change the placement of these, and I would just change them around there to there, or whatever it might be. Really easy. Turn it on its side, whatever. Really easy, really cool stuff. Everything has more than one purpose, except for, I'm reading this book of elements, and I found out just the other day as I'm working away, and I'm finding all this stuff out, and because I'm learning and finding all this stuff out, and whatever you want to say, I found this thing. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much the way my life goes. I kind of do stuff, and things fall down, stuff's all over the place. So anyway, I'm creating this, I'm writing this down, taking notes, right? And those notes I plan on putting up kind of like this. I plan on finish coloring that in, and it's the elemental periodic table, so that I've got an idea, and then this tells me of the foods, and it's going to have all the elements and what the things that I need to know. And you might think, the fuck? Why would you do all that? Well, you see, if everything is, if your subconscious is built on piecing together stuff and creating all these different things, right? Then you see that, oh, so the elements, and I'm trying to create new languages and new symbols, so I'm like writing stuff down, and as you see, just the other day, first time in my life, I started putting in little emoji faces. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I never done that before, so I thought I'd try that. So anyway, this here, I found out that the question is everything's got more than one purpose. Well, apparently, atomic number 87, francium, largest amount gathered has been 300 atoms, 300,000 atoms, lasting only days. There are no known uses for this element besides research. Now, with that said, you look at element with the atomic number 37, rubidium. It's used in fireworks. It's nitrogen, rubidium combined together, and yes, I get that. I can't say it. And they become fireworks. It's named from Latin. Rubidus means deepest red. It's used in PET scans, PET scans, kind of like, and it's also used in a magnetoscope. And both of these things, the rubidium is radioactive and turns from rubidium-87 into strontium-87 at a very predictable rate. So this radioactive deepest red material is used to see into the brain and see into the stars. It's used to enhance magnetic fields, I guess, to make them maybe used in a spectrogram so that you can see what the naked eye can't see, right? And it's because of the magnetic fields. It it makes it so that all of a sudden, if you're using electronics like a medical scan, brain scan machine, all of a sudden it shows through the magnetics that it sees, and it translates it through software, and it translates it into what you can see. Um, and so if I was to create something that your subconscious would not link anything to, I would create a symbol that never has been created, and I would create a name out of rubidium or even strontium 87 or whatever, and I would create names for these things and logos, one or two, and instead of saying red, no, I don't need to say red. I can make a word out of rudium, or even just use that word, because maybe there are fewer people in this world. I'm going to guess there are a lot of people who know or know what but the ones who don't know aren't going to be like, oh, my subconscious is connecting that and the symbol, whatever symbol I make, into something that's recognizable or links it to something else. The idea is to make it so that there is no connection to anything. Because in a world of connection, not everything needs to be connected. I know it's a fucked up thought, but no, not everyone wants or needs to be connected, whether it's to friends, family, strangers, you name it. There are people who just are good just the way they are. It's kind of like breaking animals. Not all animals need to be broken, just like human beings. You don't go around breaking human beings because, oh, well, that's just what I do. Well, no, it's not natural, because when you understand that a person who gets their heart broken will look at that as an act of war. And if you're stopping a person from being able to raise their family, then they're going to look at you as a threat. And if you have, say, karma that creates these people who go around hurting other people, then you're going to create prejudice. And it doesn't matter if they're black, white, Chinese, Hindu. It doesn't matter what race, age, religion. None of that matters. What's going to matter is, just like, can you tell me what an angry person looks like? Can you tell me what this emotion looks like? Can you tell me what this lifestyle looks like? That's why you have a problem with prejudice, because prejudice doesn't single out anything. It singles out characteristics or anything that's recognizable to a person. So a person with an accent, no matter what accent it is, even if they're born right there in your country, if they have an accent, all of a sudden, and they do something to your family, all of a sudden you're going to have a prejudice to that person and anybody who sounds like that person. Rubbish. I know, you don't believe it. I could be wrong. Not everybody's the same. But I could be wrong. This could be misinformation, and I'm just sharing this because maybe I am wrong. And maybe I'm inspiring you to go out and find out. What has made you prejudiced towards a person? Maybe a dog bit you. Now you hate dogs. Maybe a cat scratched you, and now and because you got scratched and you got some kind of a fungus or gangrene and you lost something, you see what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to create the most impossible scenario just to get my point across, because this is what stories do. You can live through a story vicariously and understand where an author is coming from. But see, when you create new worlds and new stories, things that you don't know about, like the rubidium, all of a sudden, it's open. You don't know nothing. What the fuck is that? Well, it's elementary, my dear Watson. It's an element. Oh, and that's where you got elementary from. Well, no. I got elementary from earth, wind, fire, water, and they're not even elements. But you see, these things really, whether they're right or wrong, when you see society and culture, then you go, they wrapped their heads and made them into cone heads. Look, they're walking around cone heads. Thank you, Dan Aykroyd, for writing that. That was a good movie. But when you see that people put rings on their neck and put little shoes on their feet, they all get this, and they do it for a reason. Maybe they're wearing masks. Maybe all these different things that you find out through history. Is there something wrong with that people? With that person? Maybe it's just the person. And then you go around and you look and you see, oh, but he's growing his fingernails for 25 years. No use of that hand. What's the point? Being in a book is not that important. Writing a book is not that important. We're all expendable. So what's important is the relationships in our life. And when you unlock potential of what you can do, if you are restricted, retarded, or limited in any way, you are not going to be able to do a whole lot of stuff. But if you stop what is limiting you, because, tarantula is scary, a dog bit you, cat scratched you, and to beat that fear, you have to face that fear until you're not afraid of that thing no more. And then all of a sudden, the possibilities of what you're able to do open up. It's like a future that now you have possibility and potential, because now you don't have that thing restricting, retarding, or limiting you. So this is really important for me, because I was restricted, limited, and look, I'm not that smart, but at least I'm not retarded no more. And that's beneficial to know. So no matter what, if it's the result that's important, then I have to agree. Whatever helped me get rid of this fear, beneficial. If it was a person who, or even a group of people who, or even two people who cared enough about me, who loved me unconditionally, and they helped me overcome this thing that was changing my behavior for years and years, then I would say they're my heroes. Both those ladies are my heroes. And there are other people out there who have cared about me, maybe the people who have been in my life, then they too are heroes, not just to me, but to my community, to everybody I get to interact with. Because not only am I, well, I guess I'm just a human being like everybody else. And just like everybody else, try and make my life better. Thank you. That's the real thing. Thank you.